The 16 Days of Global Activism Against Gender-Based Violence is an international advocacy to eliminate violence against women and girls. The campaign runs every year from 25th November, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, to 10 December, which is Human Rights Day. South Professional Women Association (SSPWA), in conjunction with the Foundation for Partnership Initiative in the Niger Delta (PIND), for the past 16 days have been engaging different community leaders, schools, and faith-based organizations, as well as motor parks and markets, with the aim of drumming support to end gender-based violence in the society. Delta State Chairperson of SSPWA, Dr. Joyce Ogwesi, who noted that the violence against women and girls ranges from domestic, verbal, physical, and sexual, amongst others, called on victims to always speak out and employed critical stakeholders to be united in the quest of ending femicide in the Niger Delta.
Against women and girls is defined as an act of gender-based violence that results in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, or mental harm or suffering to women and girls, including threats of such acts, coercion, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty, whether occurring in public or in private life.
Dr. Ogwesi added that the gender-based violence is a pandemic that needs to be taken seriously to ensure the protection of women and girls who are most vulnerable during crisis.
Gender-based violence is a pandemic within a pandemic, and we must deal with it.
The UWIA Council Chairman, Mr. Ramsey Onoyake, represented by the Council's Chief Administrative Officer, Mrs. Faith Omoroge, said his administration will always identify with the advocacy against gender-based violence in the Council area.
We are fully in support of every program, the educational program, the advocacy that is going on, that has been on for the past 16 days, and we believe that today being the grand finale of this program, that you can truly say goals have been achieved.
Others who spoke at the event, including the President General of UWIA Kingdom, Chief A.H. Erute, Comrade Joseph Uniti of Center for the Vulnerable, and other privileged representatives of the Chief Inspector of Education, UWIA Council, and that of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, all lauded the NGOs for taking the crusade against gender-based violence to UWIA Council area for the past 16 days.
Women are not submissive. They need to be more respectful. That's all women need from them.
If you are being violated, or you know somebody who is being violated, don't keep quiet. Stand up. You might be the voice of that person being violated.
Participants at the event also took time to share their thoughts on gender-based violence and offered suggestions on ways to eradicate the societal menace, while gender-based violence champions for UWIA local government area were inaugurated to further the advocacy against the cankerworm.
Of a truth, so many women out there are punching back to their husbands. Girls punching back to boys. Hair groups. But being a woman, they see women as, especially the young ones, they see them as lazy persons and they can just do anything to them. As a woman, when you fall a victim of such, the only way you have to come out of it is to speak out.
I want to hear. Like in our secondary school, when I see the girls, I make sure I deal with them the way I want. And I'll send them to their principal to report themselves to their principal. And the principal will call me and say, Secretary, thank you for that.
People are afraid to talk. They are afraid to come out. They are afraid to speak. So I want us, even as parents, as teenagers, we should encourage them. Not just say, okay, this happened to you, why did you not do anything? Or why did you stay there and allow them to do this to you? Why did you follow them and all? No, we should find a way to support them, to encourage them, to help them. Because it said this, it causes trauma.
As a family, if a child, the growing children, see their parents, the father, bullying the mother, always beating up the mother, we should know that directly or indirectly, the male children, they are picking up that same act from the father.
The theme for this year's activism was united effort toward ending femicide in the Niger Delta.